You ever see a top tech executive and just wonder, how? How did they actually get there? It's never just one job or one specific skill, right? It's a whole journey of building, connecting, and evolving. So today, we're going to deconstruct one of those careers to see if we can find the blueprint.
So, what's the secret sauce? How do you actually build a modern tech leader from the ground up? We're going to use the career of Muammar Lone as our case study today. It's a journey that spans more than 20 years, from being a hands-on engineer all the way to an enterprise AI strategist. Let's dig in and see what it takes. All right, so take a look at this. When you get to the top, your profile is defined by these heavy-hitting keywords. We're talking big-picture strategy, mastering cloud transformation, handling massive changes, and, of course, executive leadership. This is the destination. But the interesting part, the real question, is how do you get here? To figure that out, we've got to rewind and go all the way back to the beginning. You know, every skyscraper needs a rock-solid foundation, and it's the exact same for a career in tech. It all starts with really getting your hands dirty, deep in the technical work, and then making that first crucial leap into leadership.
And this is where it all kicks off. Back in 1998, he's a software engineer. But wow, look at how fast things change. By 2004, he's already a manager, and just 1 year after that, he's managing teams all over the globe. That's not just a promotion, that's a whole new mindset. And getting that kind of international experience so early on, man, that is an absolutely crucial building block for everything that comes next.
Now here's what's really fascinating. Look at the kind of talent he was leading this early in his career. This was not a junior team. He was managing principal and senior software engineers, the heavy hitters. Being given that much responsibility for top-tier talent so early, that's what cements the shift from being just a tech person to a real leader.
So, with that foundation set, it's time to build the first major career pillar. This is where he takes those technical and leadership skills and translates them into massive, measurable business impact at an absolute giant like General Electric.
And this is where the numbers start to tell a really compelling story. He wasn't just managing projects anymore. He was delivering programs that created $12 million in benefits every single year. This is that critical leap where you connect the tech work to the company's bottom line.
And he did it on a mind-boggling scale. A single deployment across 74 countries. Just try to imagine the complexity, the logistics, the different cultures you have to navigate to pull something like that off.
This number right here just perfectly illustrates the impact. He helped take this chaotic mess of over 350 different systems and streamlined it all down to just 35. That's not just a cleanup, that's a staggering increase in efficiency and a massive drop in complexity.
And you better believe people noticed. I mean, when the CIO of a major GE division personally calls out your leadership on one of the company's biggest ever programs, yeah, you've made your mark. That's the kind of credibility that speaks way louder than any spreadsheet.
Okay, so you've conquered global systems transformation. What's the next pillar you built? Well, after you've mastered the pipes, the logical next step is to master what's flowing through them, and that's data. This is where he makes the incredibly smart pivot from being a systems guy to a data guy.
And again, it's all about making an impact you can count. At Neopost, his data governance work wasn't some theoretical project. It directly found and recovered $2 million in missed revenue. Now you see why the C-suite starts paying attention to something like data governance?
So what even is data governance? It sounds a little dry, but think of it like this. It's the difference between a messy garage where you can never find a screwdriver and a perfectly organized workshop where every tool is exactly where you need it. It's about making sure a company's data is clean, trustworthy, and secure. It turns data from a potential problem into a real asset. And today, that skill is absolutely vital.
And his work didn't just deliver results, it got him formal recognition. Winning a top award like this isn't just a pat on the back. It signals to the entire industry that you're a true master in a specialized, high-value field.
I just love this quote from a colleague. It shows he wasn't just doing a job, he was a trailblazer. He was the one out front, literally blazing a path for his whole team to follow. I mean, that's the definition of leadership, right there.
And that brings us to the most recent chapter. You've built a career on global transformation and data mastery. How do you leverage all that? You evolve, and you become a leader in the next great frontier, enterprise AI. This is where you shift from just doing the work to actually shaping the entire conversation.
One of the clearest signs of this evolution, becoming a published author.
When you're literally writing the book on things like AI strategy and digital transformation, you're not just a practitioner anymore. You're a thought leader who is actively shaping the future of the industry. His whole career path is a perfect example of this critical mindset shift. He moved from managing systems and costs to creating tangible business value. From just solving today's problems to anticipating tomorrow's needs. And from focusing on the tech itself to focusing on the business outcomes it can drive. That's the modern leader.
And here it is, in his own words, this might be the single most important skill for any tech leader today, being a translator. You have to bridge that gap between the super complex world of technology and the business-focused world of the C-suite so that everyone is aligned and moving in the same direction. So after breaking all of this down, what's the actual blueprint? We've unpacked this whole 2-decade journey, and what's cool is that we can distill it into a clear, actionable model for anyone who's looking to build a career in technology leadership.
It really boils down to this 4-step blueprint. First, you forge that deep, hands-on technical foundation. You have to know your stuff, inside and out. Second, you learn to connect your work to measurable business results. It's all about quantifying your impact. Third, you master a super high-value domain, like data or AI, and become the indispensable go-to expert. And finally, you leverage all that expertise to evolve into a strategic thought leader who helps guide the future of the whole organization.
You can see how each stage of his career was a pillar built right on top of the last one, from that technical foundation to global transformation to data mastery, and then to AI thought leadership. And that brings us to the final question, the one that's really for you. As you look at your own career path, what professional pillar are you going to build next?